Hey,
Ladies and gentlemen, KocoSports.com proudly presents Wrestle AM. It's half wrestling show, half morning show, pretty much all BS. And of course, you got the Coco crew here holding it down live. Yours truly, sexiest man on all of Internet Wrestling Radio. Boom, boom, here shaking a room live from the RVA, Richmond, Virginia. And of course, joining there way across the pond in Tokyo, Japan, none other than the huge one, Dave Koco. What's up, buddy?
Nothing much. There's no introductions, no graphics. We're going old school. For those that don't know, Coco actually going to do graphics and editing. We'll probably fail miserably, but our biggest fans will be there to tell us we failed miserably. And now we're back old school, hangouts, no graphics, and we're having a lot of technical difficulties. So, in advance, and if you see me on the mean streets of Kawasaki, Japan, just ask for a hug. Be like, "Hey, dude, there was some technical difficulties during your podcast." I'm like, I understand. Come here, hug it out, hug it out. I think that's fair, right? I think that's fair.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
All right, we're gonna break down some pro wrestling news, and if anyone cares, because we are on a dying channel that YouTube loves, I'm so glad YouTube went out of the way to help us. We will go to live comments later, so leave some live comments. We are going to continue giving you empty promises until those empty promises become real promises. Booms, it's great to be back. What's the top
Yes,
story,
it is.
Mr. Boom Boom?
Yes, it is. Well, first of all, I want to start the show off by saying certainly I think I can speak with everyone here for
Having
everyone
some
here with
technical difficulties.
CocoSports.com. We want to definitely send our thoughts and prayers out to Hiromu Takahashi. Of course, if you watch the G1 special in San Francisco, he suffered a neck injury during his match with Dragon Lee. He took a Phoenix Plex. He landed straight on his head. He actually wrestled a couple more minutes, finished up the match. It seemed okay, but reports are that he collapsed as soon as he went backstage. He was immediately taken to a hospital. Right now, there's no official word on what the extent of his injuries are. However, there is some positive news according to NJPW 1972.com. That's the English language version of New Japan. Um, he was allowed to fly back to Japan, and that's all we know. He was sitting up, he was talking, which to me is a positive sign, Coco, because I'm pretty sure if he would have broken his neck, they wouldn't have let him fly to Japan. If he'd have broken his neck, I'm pretty sure there would have been like surgery scheduled. Now, It's not to say that he didn't fuck up his neck, but it just from what I'm reading, it doesn't seem it's bad, but it's not as bad as probably as it could have been.
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit, but I got the gist of it. I have not seen the full show, but I saw the move, and I hope he gets a speedy recovery. And the thing is, with broken necks, there's like different levels of it. I think we've grown up in a world of comic books and movies where broken necks are like they are bad no matter what, but life ending. But there's so many bones break and still get back. And that's why like Kurt Angle won a gold medal with a freaking broken neck. So necks are crazy. Hopefully it does good. The fact that he can get on the plane was a huge thing. He's flying bang. He could sit up and talk was a huge thing. So hopefully hopefully he'll just bounce back and come back and be stronger than ever. Well, with that said, I want to build off something Wrestling Rant talked about his show, but it's a great point. There are super WWE fans, there are super wrestling fans that want to be so safe that this is a way to knock on pro wrestling, or this is the way to knock on New Japan, or it's the way to knock on a style. And to me, you're fucking scumbags. Pro wrestling is dangerous no matter what. The example, look at Paige. Anything could happen. It's a dangerous thing. And the athletes are taking risk and they are pushing their bodies to it. I think if you are like, well, I'm a boring indie wrestler, so I'm going to say everyone has to fucking wrestle a boring style because that's the fucking way I do it because I really like and can't do shit, and I just use that as a fucking excuse not to fucking work good. Or
Mhm.
it's one of those things, oh, WWE is so safe and blah blah. They are athletes. There are risks. Don't try this out. If you're basically using this as a stand to be like, oh, see, you shouldn't wrestle that style. Oh, look, this company, you got hurt. Um, really, you should charities are. We're starting to become a sick world where it's been in politics, it's been in news where like something horrible will happen and you're like, how can we spin it? Now it's gone even into hobbies and pro wrestling. And if you're that type of person, you might need some fucking help. You know what I mean? There
Yeah,
are athletes and stuff
I
could
know
go
what you're
wrong either
talking
way.
about. I actually commented on that thread with Wrestling Rant, and now I'll bring up a couple points. One, there's a difference in this is just for the sake of conversation. I look at it when it comes to injuries in New Japan versus WWE. You could say that a lot of New Japan's injuries are spot related, because you had this right here with Takahashi. You had Will Ospreay getting his head split open with that Spanish fly off the ring apron. Of course, the shoot headbutt that Shibata threw against Okada. Hanma essentially getting his neck broken when that slip off that second rope DDT. You do see a lot of stuff like that, whereas with WWE, a lot of their injuries are wear and tear related. I mean, you had Fandango, he's out with a shoulder injury. Sami Zayn out, shoulder injury. Goldust out, knee injury. So I guess maybe you could say that the injuries aren't equal in the sense of how they're done. New Japan, it's taking some risk, whereas with WWE, it's due to their travel schedule.
Yeah, it's a grind versus working hard. There's just
Mhm.
a difference. WWE athletes are grinding it. New Japan slash
Right.
more
Another
active
another
rest.
thing.
I don't know, real wrestlers. I was trying to not to insult WWE, but there is a
Mhm.
difference. You're putting in your
Yeah.
body on the line for great matches, or it's the grind and wear down. And boom, just a heads up, you are breaking up a lot, brother.
Okay, I may have to try another feed in just a second. But another thing that I caught flack on, this was from Wrestling and Ranton's video. I put a comment on there, and I still believe this. I still love New Japan. I think, but here's the thing. I think there needs to be some changes, just some kind of change, because it's almost like every major event they have, we're talking about that 1-6 spot. I mean, we're talking about, again, we're talking about the Phoenix Flex. We're talking about when Kenny Omega power bombed Cody to the outside through a table, but the table didn't break. It seems like every major New Japan show, we're talking about some major 6 spot where either somebody got hurt or could have gotten hurt. And I feel like if they don't change, now, as far as what this change is, I really can't say, but I feel like there needs to be some kind of change because it's not going to be too much longer at this rate that they're going that somebody's going to break a neck or something worse is going to happen. But I'm not telling the wrestlers. I feel like you could be safer without compromising the New Japan style, without compromising strong style, but it's just trying to find that happy medium. I just really felt like had they not done that power bomb spot, or had Shibata not thrown that shoot headbutt, would it have taken away from the match? Would it have made that match any less better? My answer is no. So I feel like New Japan really, because they're trying to break into the United States, they're trying to get bigger, but I feel like the safety of the athletes is paramount.
Break it up a lot. I see your point. Like, in hindsight, they could maybe tone it down a little bit. But at the same time, my theory is if both athletes agree to it and both athletes want to put on a show, a fair game. That's just my opinion. Now, if you're out there and you're threatening them, or they can lose their jobs if they, don't, you know what I mean. So I guess it just depends on the atmosphere. Where like if these two athletes want to put on a great show and try different stuff and try different things and then keep moving it up. There's an echo, Booms.
Okay.
Booms. Booms. Hang up your phone at least. Or hang up one of them.
I did.
All right, hold on. These technical difficulties are brought to you by fucking boomboomsucksballs.net. Go there if you want to see Boom Boom suck balls and ruin it internet. All right.
There we go.
Is it good? All right. I hear an echo on my end.
All right, I'll fix this. I'll fix this right goddamn now. There we go. That's how you fucking fix it.
This is the most horrible technical difficulties ever. See, we have to go back to the show where we do graphics and we don't do it live, and there's intros. And again, if there was no technical difficulties and we did graphics, would we really be Wrestle AM?
Yeah, exactly.
I thank anyone who stayed through that. Oh man. Anyway, I think we're good. Go ahead, Boom.
Yeah,
say a full sentence. All right.
Check.
Good.
Okay,
good.
there we go.
Technical difficulties brought to you by Operation Freak Show. Go to Amazon.com and buy it. That's what we should do. Our sponsorship ads should be when we have technical difficulties. Technical difficulties brought to you by Domino's Hut. Do you like pizza? Want? Order Domino's Hut, where they have 2 pizzas and combine it from 2 different companies and then deliver it to someone else. Go to dominoshut.net now. Technical difficulties brought to you by dominoshut.net. Be there. Boom, why don't we have advertisers?
Yeah, I have no idea.
All right, Booms. So, you ready to go to the next story?
Yeah, just keeping with that. Speaking of New Japan, going a little too far. I don't know if you heard about this or not, but did you hear about the incident between Jay White and Jim Ross and Josh Barnett?
No, I haven't. But just for the record, I don't know the story, and my instant fucking hatred of JR goes, he's wrong. Like, I don't even know the story. It could be like, oh, fuck JR. And then you'll be like, the guy was kicking puppies. And JR said, we shouldn't kick puppies. I'm like, son of a bitch, JR. You got me. You got me, JR. All right. My hatred of JR, let's put that aside. Booms, what's the details?
Well, I just want to get your reaction to it, because we're talking about dangerous spots in New Japan. There was a match in the semi-main event between Jay White and Juice Robinson for the IWGP United States Championship. There was an incident where Jay White went over to the ringside area, right there in front of where the commentary table where JR and Josh Barnett were sitting. He essentially suplexed Juice Robinson into the barricade right there in front of the table. It shoved the table into Jim Ross. Jim Ross fell over. Josh Barnett took umbrage and said, "You done fucked up now." Some people are saying this was a shoot. Other people saying, no, this is a work. Jim Ross has said that no, that was not planned. He believed he may have had a broken rib and went to the ER. There was this point where Barnett got up from the commentary table, went to the ringside area, called out Jay White. Jay White told him, shoot him off. They continued the match. They continued with commentary. They continue with everything. But, just real quick, just based off of that, do you feel like this is something like a shoot or a work? Because I keep thinking, if this was a shoot, do you really think Josh Barnett's going to get stopped by like Red Shoes and not get a hold of Jay White? And then at the same time, do you think, well, if it's really a work, is Jim Ross really going to go to the hospital, allegedly going to go to the hospital for, a broken rib?
What? All right, first off, this is dumb either way. Like a lot of times you're like, oh, it's shoot kayfabe. Oh my God, it's shoot kayfabe. What's it going to be, Mm-hmm. And sometimes you're like, man, if it's a shoot, it's awesome. If it's kayfabe, it's awesome. Like the Bret Hart situation. Remember the screw job? Like either way, if that was kayfabe, not kayfabe, that is done right. Where you're just like, holy shit, that's amazing. This is like the worst of both worlds. If it's a shoot, fuck you, JR. And if it's a work, fuck you, humanity. This is, there's a win-win. This is a lose-lose. Dude, I was just a cameraman, and I was a cameraman, and he got kicked and hit all the fucking time. You're near a pro wrestling ring. That shit's going to fucking happen.
Well, you can also say that, of all the spots to go do that particular,
move, you had to do it right there in front of JR and
Oh,
Barnett.
fuck him. And just fucking move. Yeah, here's the thing. You know how many times fucking fans have to move? And move. And then, oh, fuck, fat ass. I can't fucking do it. Josh Barnett's a goddamn fucking athlete. Just shut the fuck up and move. I'm seriously, I've never been more disappointed in the fucking human race than I am right now. And I love Josh Barnett. But if this is not the shittiest fucking storyline ever, fuck you. Because maybe it was a shoot. Maybe he just got in a ring and Red Shoe's like, really, bro? This is what you're going to fucking do? Why don't you just calm down? Some inner peace. Monkey brain that shit. You know what I mean? It's either the worst storyline ever or the most unprofessional piece of shit prima donna fucking that's ever walked planet Earth. Sorry, move over, Buffer Brothers. We have another piece of shit that's more fucking prima donna than you. That's insane. That is fucking batshit insane. Dude, why do I hate JR so much? Why?
I have no idea. I have no idea. You never really explained it. You said you even hated him during like the Monday Night Wars.
Oh, I did. Yeah, fucking I have always hated JR. The only time I liked JR was when he was with Paul Heyman. The rest of the time, like, dude, no. And I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, he's amazing. And I don't want to fucking player hate on people that like him. I'm just not a fan of him. And
that's fine. That's fine.
But still, and as a human being, I've just never heard anything JR has done. Like, wow, that's a good fucking decision as a human being. And all that, but then you listen to his podcast, and he's like, well, WWE should do what the fans want them to do, but when he had power, the products suck. And like, oh, Vince, I don't know. JR rubs me the wrong way. JR is the type of person, if there was two people in line and I could meet them, I would talk the other two people out of it. Like, yo, guys, really, let's go get fucking pizza or by our sponsor, Domino Hut. But I don't know. I've been kicked in the fucking face a bunch being a cameraman, and you're just like, oh fuck, I'm in a lyrics. Fans have to move all the fucking time. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Booms, I'm gonna hot tag to you because sometimes there's so much hatred in your heart that you don't know if you're being fair. I think that's one of these moments. I have so much hatred in my heart for the situation that I'm going to hot tag you. I am a passionate, hateful human being. I want you to be like the Supreme Court, okay? I want you to call it right down the middle. What do you think?
My take on it is this. I don't like Josh Barnett and Jim Ross calling commentary for New Japan. I guess maybe it's okay on Access TV. I mean, I don't watch it. If that helps bring other people in to watch and enjoy New Japan, that's fine. But when it comes to the live events, when it comes to the actual shit, give me Kevin Kelly and Don Callis anytime. Jim Ross, in my opinion, is phoning it in at this point in his career. I understand he's had some personal shit happen. That's fine. I sympathize with him. But it's like, this past event, it's like he tried. I think he was kind of making fun of himself a little bit, talking about, hey, I remember the names this time and remember the moves. But after intermission, you could just tell like he was out of fucks to give at that point. He just didn't give a shit. He was throwing him and Barnett were just horrible on commentary. I wish there was like an alternative stream where I could choose to listen to Callis and Kelly if I wanted to. But with that being said, the guy is in his 60s now, 50s, 60s, and you've got these athletes, and it's like, look, I'm not saying don't do this stuff. I'm just saying don't do it right there to where you're going to put somebody else in jeopardy, with JR and Barnett. There's three other sides, actually 3 and like 3/4 areas around that ring you could have done that spot on and been just fine. Right there in front of, JR, and it was just not, you assume a lot of responsibility. Now, was it a shoot or was it work or was it out of work shoot? We're going to find out because if we're going to have Jay White versus Josh Barnett, okay, now it's a fucking work. If we actually see x-rays from JR going, okay, no, legitimately, I broke a fucking rib, here it is, then, okay, that's a shoot. But, and I'm not, basically, what I guess what I'm trying to say is I didn't see Jim Ross at the hospital. He's talked about it, he's tweeted about it, but I haven't seen anything. So how do I know he's not just working us, with the storyline?
But either way, it's a shitty storyline. Oh, maybe we'll get Josh Barnett in the ring. But Josh Barnett's a combat sports Hall of Famer. He's one of the greatest fucking athletes of all fucking time. Move. Jim Ross. That's a great story, Booms. Jim Ross was on the creative team when old ladies were diving, getting fucking, what was it? The Dudleys were throwing old ladies through a table. So, fuck you, you piece of shit. Move the, you know what I mean? If not, fucking get someone else in there. I don't know. I just hate JR too much to have a fucking level-headed opinion on this. But let's go to some live comments. Booms,
right.
Your mic still sucks a dick, though. All right. Ricky Karavaski, I totally slaughtered that name, is really throwing LK under the bus. LK doesn't work here. He works for his own channel or I forget where he. I always forget.
He works for Loudmouth.
I don't know, but he doesn't. We didn't really fire him. We just
we didn't fire him. No.
Shit, and he did his own shit. I wake up early, and this is what I get. Yeah, Booms, you got a lot of technical difficulties. Booms, Jerry's bringing graphics.
Yeah,
Jerry's
shit over here.
Difficulties, Booms. You got to step up your game. Throw up some graphics with your technical difficulties. I love you, Boom Boom. All right, let's go to some live comments. Good. What's up, Robert Coffee? Appreciate it. Heavy J says, if I was New Japan, I'd send Juice to defend the belt in every promotion they can to build up his credibility. That'd be great. All right.
I think he's turned the corner in New Japan finally.
Heavy J, if Barnett comes back, maybe we get Suzuki versus Barnett at Wrestle Kingdom. Yeah, that's worth it. I love Josh Barnett. It's a Ricky says 35 main event, Kane versus Undertaker in a bra and panties match. Fuck it. What does it matter? Do you like Badass Billy Gunn and Tommy, aka Kenta? This is from Snake Guys. Billy Gunn was booked on my last show that I ever promoted. I can't say anything bad about Billy Gunn. I know, I don't know. Every experience I've ever had with Billy Gunn's been a good one, and I think he's a talented wrestler for WWE. You know, I shouldn't say for a WWE guy, but you know what I mean, that WWE style. And I love Kenta, but you know, he passed away with his WWE contract. He's just not the same person. Do you think Zack Sabre Jr. is a born wrestler with a born personality?
No.
I'm going to say no. But to be honest with you, I got to call it like I says. I have not watched enough of him to give a strong enough feedback on that. But everything I've seen him in, I enjoyed. So
yeah, I mean, I watched. Yeah, he won the New Japan Cup this year, and you know,
yeah, he did. I watched. I enjoyed him.
You know, just the way he transitions from moves. He's constantly moving, going from one submission to another, twisting people up in pretzels. You know, that he actually makes that very interesting to watch. So, I mean, just to watch him, I mean, it's like watching a fucking surgeon go at it. I mean, he's taking people apart the fucking joints. It's lovely. He's very outspoken in the back. When he basically said "fuck Mexico," he got some ire for that. Calling people dickheads. He's got an attitude to him, so I don't think he's boring.
Heavy J says, now that we have the Bullet Club split, will Omega leave for WWE, or does he stay and reunite with Bullet Club and stay face as a solo act?
I'm actually glad he brought it up.
All right. Do you want to hit a story? Is that where you're going with this?
Yeah, this is part of the story. Now, what he's referring to is at the G1 special.
You're breaking up. Good.
At the G1 special in San Francisco, it finally came to a head. Kenny Omega and Cody Rhodes destroyed each other for about 30 minutes in that ring. Afterwards, they were what we thought was like a celebration turned out to be an ambush by the Tongans. So now the Tongans have turned on the rest of Bullet Club. They formed the Bullet Club firing squad, so to speak. You'd have to be a really fucking big nerd to know this, but if you follow the Tongans on their YouTube channel, Fale is the one who made the call. The Gorillas of Destiny and Haku executed. They beat the shit out of everybody. They had one opportunity where Cody was going to have the opportunity to finally clock a helpless Kenny Omega with a chair. He turned it down. So it looks like the Elite is back together. So it's looking like a clear civil war. You've got the Tongans, the firing squad versus the rest of the Bullet Club, because they even turned on Chase Owens and Yujiro Takahashi. So that's what he's referring to. Now, as far as him going, okay, first of all, let me say, Omega, the Bucks, them going to WWE, in the end, it's their decision, and they're going to do what's best for them, and I respect that. Now, as a fan, I do not want them to go to WWE because they'll be watered down. They'll just be made into just another person. They won't live up to their full potential. They won't have as much control creatively as they're allowed to have. They'll be working a lot more, and plus, I don't think they're going to be able to afford the pay cut. But ultimately, it's their decision, and they're going to do what's best for them. But if I would say, if you're going to go, wait till your career's starting to wind down, because that WWE is always going to be there. That money's always going to be there, and just enjoy it while you can, while you're in your fucking prime.
Yeah, it seems like WWE is like a retirement home now, because they're going to ruin everything.
Oh,
did you ever think they would ruin AJ Styles versus Nakamura? Did you ever think that would be ruined? Surprise!
I didn't think that was fucking possible.
Well, it is. Yeah, it's just gonna be bad. I would just see it as like just you're selling out. That's it. Like, it's like, I know, like, a lot of times people are like, oh, when you're successful, you sell out. I think in music, in writing, in Hollywood, it's over exaggerated. I don't think it is in pro wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'd take a payday, whatever, dude. Dress in polka dots, run around like an idiot. Got it.
Yeah, I mean, they're making a big push to get Omega, to get the Bucks, get Cody Rhodes back. I mean, they're talking about making them huge money deals, and
I'm hoping they stay.
I'm hoping they stay away, because WWE. Let's just face it, WWE fucking sucks. Okay, they can't promote, they can't book. Think about it. Cody Rhodes, what the fuck was he doing? First, he was I'm the son of Dusty Rhodes. Then he was fucking Stardust. Okay, doing nothing. Hell, they had him teamed up with the Ascension to form the Cosmic Wasteland. That's what he was doing. That's exactly what he was doing. Then he finally quit. He went out, made a name on his own, and now he's one of the hottest heels in the independent scene. The WWE actually had Kenny Omega. Not too many, go back and look on the network. They had like Hidden Treasures. He worked for Deep South Wrestling. Bill DeMott ran his ass out. So WWE does not have an eye for talent. They don't know what to do with it. And finally, when somebody gets hot, they bring them in. And look what happened to Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley, this guy is pretty much everything that they want. This guy is jacked. He's well-spoken. I mean, I know they talk about appealing to like minority demographics. So perfect guy. They bring him in not 2 weeks fucking later. Who the fuck is Bobby Lashley? Where the fuck is he at? He's tagging up in matches. He's had fucking people dressing in drag, posing as his sisters on fucking Raw. Fuck you, WWE. Learn how to goddamn book.
Yeah, you broke up a lot, but yeah, it fucking sucks. But yeah, as far as them not going, it's great for the storyline, but the reality is they're just gonna suck the fucking. To be a part where, like, are they even doing it on purpose? You know what I mean? Like,
no,
it's good to the point that it's ridiculous.
Here's what it is. Now, Coco, we've talked to like writers and stuff here with WWE, and it's just different writers, but they all say the same shit. Everybody says the same shit. Basically, they get together and the creative team comes up with something that actually sounds pretty good. Well, then it has to go through producers. Then it has to go through other producers. Then it's got to go through the talent. Then it's got to go through Vince. And then by the time it comes out the other end, this what started out as a cool idea has been run through a meat grinder, and you get this shit on the air that actually fucking airs.
Yeah, it is fucking rough. All right, let's talk some positive stuff. To the live comments moves.
Okay.
Sam, let's just read this. Now I'm rereading the question because it's where we left off. Now we have the Bullet Club split. Will Omega leave for WWE, or does he stay and reunite the Bullet Club face solo acts? I think he's just going to keep it interesting the whole time. The Bullet Club is really booking it well. I think if he does go to WWE, it's stronger now than ever. But I can see him staying. He's not really a solo act because he's still doing the thing. But I could see all three being a legit possibility. I'll be rooting for anything but WWE. But if he goes WWE, I'll support him for about, I don't know, 3 months and then give up on life. Because that's what he basically does. You're like, Nakamura's in WWE, we gotta support him. 3 months later, like, this fucking sucks. Kenta's in WWE, we gotta support. This fucking sucks. Ricochet's in. All right, he's still in NXT. I think NXT is still good.
NXT, you'll be okay. Once you get to the main roster, you're fucked.
Yeah. Ole says he agrees with Booms. That's a problem. All right, hold on. Who is Bum Bum's favorite wrestler? Snake Eyes. Anytime someone says Bum Bum, it makes me smile. Bum Bum, who's your favorite wrestler?
Well, besides Bailey, I'm going to go with Kenny Omega right now.
All right. See, I always do favorite wrestler. I always think you should say all time and current. So, yeah. Maybe we should do I always thought about this. You ever notice, you have a favorite wrestler for a period of time, but then it passes the torch? We should do a show where we just think about really think about it. Who was your favorite watched? And then who did he pass the torch to? And who did he pass the torch to? And who did he pass the torch to? Or she, in your case, because you really like Bailey. That'd be an interesting thing just to see through time. Because I think Ric Flair was the first wrestler that I really favorite. And then at one time, Kurt Angle, one time CM Punk, a little bit Daniel Bryan, Okada. Yeah, so those are probably it. But I'm sure you can get in even finer details. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. All right, let's see. It's not WWE. He has no interest in the product. Well, that changed because he did a podcast, so people think he does now, Heavy J. Robert Coffey says, I think JR, his day is time to go. Snake Eyes, do you watch NXT every week? Yes and no. I'll let Boom Boom answer this first. I watch NXT in 3-hour blocks just because I work 3 or 4 jobs. I'm trying to write. I'm trying to rebuild KocoSports slowly, and I'm crazy busy. But I really do like NXT, so I do watch all the episodes, and I don't want to review it because I'm gonna be like, "Hey, guys, how are your friends?" And you're like, "Yeah, dude, that aired 12 years ago." So that's why I really don't review. I do watch NXT weekly, but it'll be a 3-hour block here, a 3-hour block there. You know what I mean? So yes and no. Booms, do you watch NXT weekly?
Yeah, I do. Since I canceled my subscription to the WWE Network, I find it the next day via internet magic, and just watch it that way.
Answers that question. Moving on. Where do you see Kane and Bryan going? Do you see them going around with the belts? I would maybe one last title run, but I don't think it's going to be a long run. Kane is going to try to be it.
They're going to get there. I don't think they're going to get there. I think this is just something they're doing until they can get us The Miz and Daniel Bryan is what I think they're doing.
I know that, but Kane's going to be the Prime Minister of Rhode Island. That's pretty accurate, right?
No, he's running for.
I keep up with the politics. Boom. He's the Prime Minister of Rhode Island, right?
Yeah, something like that. He's actually running he's running for the mayor of Knox County, Tennessee. That's out in eastern Tennessee, near Knoxville. Straight up. He's just running for mayor there. He's got the Republican nomination. Vote. The election's not going to be till this November, so we could see that. Actually, speaking of Daniel Bryan, he's actually, his contract comes up on September 1st, the same day as All In. But not trying to start rumors. But no, WWE is already advertising him right now for a show on September 4th. So it's looking like they're expecting him, or maybe he's verbally said he'll resign. But then again, it just could be they're just doing that and card subject to change.
All right, Snake Guys, are you good friends with New Jack? I haven't seen New Jack in 10 years. 10 years ago, I've met him 20 times, and he doesn't want to kill me. He might not know who I am, but he doesn't want to kill me. I don't know. Does that count as good friends with New Jack? So, If they like 10 years ago, I think I met him 20 plus times just working at Independence. But he doesn't want to kill me, so I don't know. I don't even know if he knows who I am, to be honest. But yeah. I guess that's my with New Jack. Robert Coffey says, I hope at some point Miz and Bryan do go at it, and I hope they do a slow build up to it. Yeah, remember Daniel Bryan? I don't know what podcast it was, but he really threw WWE creative under the bus. They're like, "Do you want to see a build up between Miz and Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania?" And Daniel Bryan, I'm paraphrasing here, is basically like, "Do you trust WWE creative to do that?" And I'm just like, "Damn." Doesn't give a fuck at all. I don't know. One of the popular YouTube sites, What Culture, Culture Wrestling, What Now, Pop Zao, I don't fucking know. One of them always talks about how many fucks he gives. It might be like Wrestling News Now. I have no idea what's fucking on YouTube these days. But one of them always has how many fucks Daniel Bryan gives, and he like flips out over it. Dude, he doesn't give a fuck. I love Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan's like my fucking role model. Day at work, and I'm just gonna have a fucking band. What would Daniel Bryan do? Daniel Bryan wouldn't give a fuck. Daniel Bryan's like the real life Stone Cold Steve Austin. Just go on a podcast, fucking. I love you, Daniel Bryan. There, I said it. WWE did Luke Gallows and Carl. This is for all I said. WWE did Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson wrong. Kenny and Buck should be worried. Yeah, definitely. Robert Coffey has a comment blocked. Why? Why YouTube? Why? Yep, they fucked up Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. They were hot on top, but now they are just jobbers. Really, Google? Dude. I've worked really hard on not getting angry. But seriously, how fucking shitty is Google and YouTube? The shittiest is the only answer. Booms, are you even there? Are we even on air?
Yeah, we're on
YouTube. They're just horrible. Like, I have a policy because I go to a lot of people. My thing is, if you work for Google, I just keep calling you coward in the middle of the conversation until you ask me why. I'm like, oh, you work at Google? That's so great, coward. Wow. That must be a cool job, coward. And then I do it so often that they have to be like, dude, what the fuck's up with the coward? I'll be like, dude, why are you all bitches? You Google, YouTube, $10 tip right here. Have balls. Apocalypse. Just go, all right, don't advertise with us for 1 year. For 1 year. You haven't made fucking money ever. For 1 year, go, hey, don't advertise with us. Go on CNN, suckers. How much are you going to fucking sell there? Those advertisers will come crawling back. Oh, my God, we have a fake news problem. No, you don't. You're just getting paid by CNN and Fox News. Shut the fuck up. Just be fucking brave once. And then you're like, oh, man, we don't know what to do. Oh, we want to be like Netflix. If you were just brave and believed in your fucking product, just an ounce of goddamn courage, you'd be the most successful company in the world. But every time, oh, the Wall Street Journal can barely keep the fucking lights on, and you bend over backwards like they're gods. Every fucking single Google employee and YouTube employee forward. Booms! It was nice to
Yeah, do this podcast.
Oh, why did our channel disappear, Booms? I'm so good at this fucking negotiating tactic. Dude, I fucking hate you. Ever Google, you're all fucking cowards. And to be like, oh, you're just saying that because you're on our site. No, I will say that to you in your fucking faces. I live in Kawasaki, Japan. Invite me to your stupid headquarters again. Because, like, they've invited me to their and I fucking called them cowards to their face there. They're just such fucking pieces of shit cowards. They don't stand for anything. They're so fucking weak. And we got to suffer. The whole human race has to suffer because you're weak. If you were just strong 2 fucking years, they'll be begging you for ads. And you don't have to censor anything. But no, you're cowards. Where were we going on this? Did someone ask us about YouTube, or did I just say fuck YouTube for no reason?
You just said fuck YouTube.
I'm Bobby I'm a Bobby Lashley hater. Number one, I hate him more than Dave hates JR. I don't hate Bobby Lashley, but I'm glad there's some hatred still in the world. Snake Eyes, you look like Ross Geller, Dave. I bet you're fighting the ladies off with sticks, aren't you? I have one lady, and she's awesome. Heavy J said, and I always get the Ross Geller comments. Thanks, appreciate it. I think he's a good-looking guy. They don't write for the fans; they write for Vince. 100%, Heavy J. We're gonna do 2 more live comments and go to a story because these are adding up. But hey, guys, I want to share straight up, dude. Much love. I don't know how much longer this channel is gonna last, considering that I could call everyone that's a YouTube and Google employee a coward. But thank you for just checking out our small channel, even though we've been completely inconsistent and have a million fucking glitches. All right. They don't. Let's see. This version of Bullet Club is shit. I don't know.
I disagree, man.
I like the original, but
the original's great. But I do like Being the Elite. That's a fucking entertaining show. I mean, these guys are printing money left and right.
Yeah. Ole says Golden Elite versus Firing Squad might be good. I hope so.
Yeah,
it should be interesting.
Yeah, that's going to be good.
All right, Snake Eyes. Who do you think should beat Pete Dunne for the UK title? I was thinking a return of Neville would be great. That would be amazing.
Yeah, Snake but he ain't coming back.
I like the UK guys. I don't know enough about them, but everything I see about the UK guys, I was like, where did the name Boom Booms come from? All right, Boom Booms, where did your name come from? Broken up Mike and no one will know. I think it'd be like Boom should be like it all started in and then I couldn't believe it, and that's how I was always known as. And like, problem solved. Booms, explain where your name Boom Boom came from, and then hit the next news story. We'll come back to live comments later.
I don't think you really want me to tell the full story.
Booms, do you know how many embarrassing stories they tell on this fucking show?
Yeah, I know. No,
Here's
the thing. I've had the nickname Boom Boom for almost 20 years now. It's hard to believe. I originally got it I got it my freshman year in college back in 2000. Let's just say I was young and it just involved some of my sexual exploits.
Gotcha. Boom, boom. That was the worst story ever.
Well, I don't think they want the full graphic details.
In the comments, do you want the full graphic details of why it's called Boom Boom? And does it involve plungers and pledges? That's the second question. All right, Boom's next news story. We'll be back to your live comments in a bit. Love you guys.
All right. Brock Lesnar is apparently challenged. Was it Daniel Cormier? If I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Call him DC so you could save your pride.
Yeah. Challenged DC at the latest UFC event. Walked in the octagon, shoved him. WWE has stayed silent about this. I don't understand it. Me when it comes to this. For one, yeah, I want Brock Lesnar to go. I want him to drop the fuck. Hell, I don't want him to drop the title. I want him to fucking forfeit the fucking belt. They declare a tournament and we get a real fucking full-time champion over on Raw. And I think the furthest we can get Brock Lesnar away from WWE, the fucking better. He has absolutely made a mockery of WWE. I can't stand him. It's one of the reasons why I cannot stand WWE. So I say good riddance to bad rubbish.
I don't know what WWE's. Oh, we're in fucking the business of entertaining. All right, I'm a huge combat sports fan. I love MMA and I love pro wrestling. I know outside of Japan, that's unheard of because people are fucking retarded. I mean, never mind. But so to me, this is awesome. But here's the thing: WWE's like, oh, it's all about sports entertainment. It's all about how did fuck not go into the fucking ring with the WWE Championship? How the fuck are they not advertising this everywhere? This could remember when Mike Tyson and Stone Cold went at it. We're old. We remember that. That was a huge fucking deal. Why the fuck not? Now, Booms, I know you hate Brock Lesnar, and I know we're old and bitter. But just for a second, don't be so old and bitter. a WWE champion going in the ring with the title, gonna fight the UFC champion. As a fan, on paper, you should be shitting your pants in excitement. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But what the fuck? What's going on? And then not mention it? And none of that, but it just shows you how fucking talk about Google cowards, WWE cowards. Even if you're not negotiating, even if not, I would have had Brock walk into the title with the WWE championship because not only that, but Dana White, think about it. UFC fans, they're like, they lose their fucking shit. They're fucking, they can't, dude, if you go to a UFC fan and be like, I watch WWE too, I guarantee that UFC fan can't get it up that night in bed. He's just like, oh man, I can't get it up. I'm so fucking distracted. But just why would Dana White want it? That's so much fucking heel heat. And you okay, oh, we don't do scripted. Did you not see that show? Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Yeah, and why? Even if you didn't, like, even if you didn't have a contract with him, even if he was going to go off, why wouldn't you replay that everywhere and just be like, holy shit, our champ fucking showed up on the UFC? I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah,
it's
they're
like,
under the same umbrella
who
now.
the fuck can wait for this guy 8,000 years? What's that?
They're under the same umbrella right now in terms of ESPN coverage.
Yeah, exactly. But not only that, but how the fuck did you not look McMahon for a second, okay? Your coconuts grew 800 times, and your love of Roman Reigns' cock grew 1,000,000 times, okay? So imagine you love the taste of Roman Reigns' cock, and you have grapefruits between your legs. How are you not fucking advertising the shit out of this, even if you don't have a contract? Like, worst case scenario, just fucking turn it into a work shoot and be like, that motherfucker betrayed us. We'll fucking whoop your ass, or do a Taz Mike Awesome thing. I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Now, if you like the taste of Roman Reigns' cocks, I mean, if you're Vince McMahon, how do you play this?
I mean, you're all about mainstream publicity. I mean, why not? It's like our champion went in there and challenged a UFC champion. They're going to have this match. Now, granted, the earliest Lesnar is going to be able to fight will be January, because remember, kids, he's serving a suspension because of a wellness policy violation. In his last UFC fight, Brock Lesnar used performance-enhancing drugs, which is bad, and he got popped. And everybody was like, hey, WWE, he failed a drug test. Are you going to drug test him too? Because you've got a wellness policy. And they said no, because that's a separate issue. Basically, they were paying him so much money, he's now above the fucking rules. And they bent over backwards. They kissed his ass. They paid him money after money after money. And everybody said, no, this is going to be great. We're going to get main coverage with ESPN. We're going to, it's going to make the championship feel special. Well, has it? I mean, really, seriously, has it? Has the WWE Championship, has that universal title, where the fuck they call it now, is it any more special now that fucking musclehead McCleaver there has been holding it? He's broke CM Punk's record, but guess how many times he's fucking defended it? I can probably count it on one fucking hand.
I had hatred for JR. You have hatred for Brock. Do you need a hug?
Yes, give me a free internet hug.
All right, free it. All right, Boom's live comments or another news story?
Yeah, let's do more comments.
All right, we got to calm Boom down. Let's see. That'd be funny if the first question was like, Boom, your thoughts on Brock?
I just gave him.
Robert Covey, NXT is so much better than the main show, storyline and in-ring stuff. I think everyone can agree on that.
Yeah, everybody can agree on that one.
Heavy J, if Brian leaves WWE, who does he wrestle first, and what can he charge per appearance? All right, well, we'll bring up that story because Boom has that story up. So if Brian leaves WWE, who does he wrestle first, and what can he charge per appearance? Go to the news story, then we'll answer that.
As I mentioned, he's advertised for right now. His contract expires on September 1st, but according to WWE, he's being advertised for a show on September 4th. Now, this could either be they believe he's going to re-sign, or he's verbally said he's going to resign. But if he does not, and they execute the whole, hey, we said card subject to change. As far as a good opponent, a good technical guy, oh God, if it's going to be domestically in the United States, I think he needs somebody solid to wrestle. I'd say somebody like maybe like Jay Lethal, I think would be a good opponent for him. That would be something that we really haven't seen. Let's see. I'm going through the Rolodex in my brain right now, trying to think of like good opponents for him. Jay Lethal immediately jumped out. If you want to go to Japan, I would say somebody like Kushida would be a great opponent for him. If you want to go, somebody else. I would say, fuck it. If you want to go just fucking balls to the wall, why not Pentagon? If you want to do something outrageous. But those are three that just really jump out at me right now.
Everybody and anybody. I want to see him I want to see him return to ROH, New Japan. I'd love to see him in New Japan. I would like to see what Austin Aries is doing, but times 100. You know what I mean? Just because every matchup would be interesting. How much would he charge? I imagine Ring of Honor and guys that helped him get up, he would just make it reasonable. But if it's just like some random promoter, I don't know.
I'd say anywhere between. I'd probably say more than $5 and $10 grand.
Yeah, I mean, he can ask for whatever the fuck he wants as long as someone's gonna pay for it. He'll be the hottest free agent fucking there. But yeah, so I don't know. How bad is Brian's injuries? That's a huge mystery. I don't know, but I mean, it's good enough for WWE to clear him now, which is really a fucking shitty coincidence. Evie J, from a promoter's perspective, how difficult is it to put together a show like All In or even a small show? A lot of factors. It depends on your state for insurance and licensing. Some states are way easier than others. You know what I mean? So in America, and I'm saying this in America, ring is a huge factor. You have to have a good ring. Rent it or buy it. I don't know who still makes good rings, but I always say how high spot. It depends on building. Basically, promoting a show is the same on every level. It's just at the high end level, there's a lot more riding on it. You know what I mean? You have to do a lot. It's fun, it's passionate, but it really takes a lot of drive. Paul Heyman has a quote recently talking about how hard it is to run a wrestling company. And you have to be pretty passionate. If not, you're just a money mark losing your ass. You know what I mean? Right. And you just have to know how to promote it. And there's all different strategies. I don't know. I don't know. It's pretty hard if you see it as a part-time gig. But if it's like, this is my passion, I'm going to fucking go for it. Go, 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 go. It's possible. It's just not easy. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's hard. I guess that's a really hard answer. Because I've done it before. I've seen other people do it successfully before. But I've also seen a lot of motherfuckers that think they can do it, and it fails miserably. But I've also seen people that were successful here and then fail and then successful. Let's just put it this way. It's not easy, and it's a full-time job with not always the full-time guaranteed money. So it's not easy. You know, I guess I don't want to, I can go into way more detail, but that's, yeah. Let me see. The only dream match I want to see is Daniel Bryan versus Zack Sabre Jr. Give me an hour-long sub match. That'd be awesome. Heavy J, my dream match was Cesaro versus Shibata, but Joe versus Ishii would be dope. Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Where's my... Oh, my God. No, fuck yeah. This is on Sammy. Heavy J. You ready? Where's my Dario Kuto membership package? LOL. That is all on Sammy. And, oh, God. it's one of those things that, I failed a lot. I failed at life a lot. I'm not going to lie to you, internet infantry. I failed at life. I think we failed the human society on this one. The 1980s fan club newsletter. But remember Sammy was in charge of that?
Yep.
Am I a bad leader for blaming Sammy?
No.
I mean, because boom, am I right? He did take the lead on it. I was like, this is great.
He's going to get a Xerox and everything.
Yep. So it breaks my heart, and I feel like a bad leader. But at the same time, I want to be an honest. Sammy really fucked us.
Yep.
Oh man, that was the greatest thing we never did. Heavy J says, I just want the Good Brothers to come back to New Japan. I think having Carl, Bush, and Kenny Omega have carried more weight with the Japanese audience. I agree.
Well, yeah, we're under contract to WWE. Yeah, there's be a lot of things possible, but
Ole says, what if they have Brock forfeit the belt and just give it to Braun? That would be the worst fucking thing ever.
Yeah, that would not be a smart idea. If you're going to do something like that, you uphold the title, you declare a tournament. Depends on how hardcore you want to go. If you want to drag it out, I would say do a 16-man tournament, and then you could get down to your champion, have the blow off, have the final championship match at the pay-per-view. If you want it to go a little bit smoother, I would say do a 4-man tournament. You can do that in one night on Monday Night Raw.
What if they have Braun? Oh, we already did that. Braun versus Vacant can be a draw. Maybe. I don't know. I fucking hate Brock. Hope he goes to UFC and get his ass handed to him on a cold platter. He's a grade A egomaniac shit that would destroy an industry of he makes $1 off it. I think but we get the idea. And Google tried to block that. Google, the fuck, man, get your shit together. Ole says Conor McNugget never defended his UFC belts. Yeah, but at least do it. So yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Who are your guys' favorites in the G1 this year? This is from Mr. Cruz. Mr. Cruz, we might do a whole show on this, but let's give a quick answer because we have saying we're going to do 4. I'm going to be rooting for Okada, but I think Kenny Omega and Ibushi will be interesting. But I think they're in the same bracket this year.
Actually, no. I think Omega and Ibushi are in separate ones. Real quick,
you check that. I'm going Okada, but I would love to see Kenny Omega and Ibushi in the finals.
Okay, real quick. Okay, I've got it pulled up now. Okay, in the A block, you've got Elgin. And by the way, I've got a video on this over on our YouTube channel, so be sure to check that out. You've got Elgin, Evil, Fale, Makabe, Okada, Page, Suzuki, Tanahashi, White, and Yoshihashi. That's the A block. Now, out of that, who do you think?
You broke up. Is Okada in that block?
Yes.
Then Okada. Is Ibushi? Here's the 2 questions because you're breaking up quick. I think Okada's going to win it. Is Omega and Ibushi in different brackets? Can they meet in the finals?
Both Ibushi and Omega are in the B block together. You have Goto, Ibushi, Ishii, Naito, Omega, Juice Robinson, Sabre, Sonata, Tamatanga, and Yano.
All right, I'm saying Okada because if it was Ibushi, and this is just me speaking out of just being a fan, I think if Ibushi and Omega could be in the finals, that'd be interesting. But since that can't happen, I think Okada's winning it.
Looking at it here in the
your picks?
My picks for the A block, I would say either Okada or Suzuki. As far as the B block goes, I don't think Omega's going to win it. I think he's going to get. I think he might get edged out by Naito, or even Ibushi.
Booms, I'm going to keep reading comments, but quick question. this might have happened before. I have a horrible memory. Booms, you
Mhm.
can vouch for my horrible memory. I was going to joke and say terrible memory, but Booms, you can vouch for my horrible memory.
Mhm.
Has a champion ever won the G1? And then what happens with the briefcase? Because I know the briefcase thing is kind of new.
Yeah, I think they've only been doing it for like the last 4
since the briefcase era.
Okay.
Has a champion won the briefcase? I don't think so.
I don't think so, but it's my understanding, and I could be completely wrong about this, but it's my understanding that if the champion, the IWGP Heavyweight Champion, wins the G1 tournament, he gets to pick his own opponent for Wrestle Kingdom.
Oh my fucking god! Kenny Omega wins. Yeah, I know. It would be the greatest fucking day of my life. Everyone would be pissed, and I would be laughing all the way. And can you imagine the epic promos?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know. All right. How to ruin New Japan in one booking idea by Dave Koco. I guess it's towards me. Do you guys eat? I think Korea eats dogs. I don't know about. Yeah, China eats a lot of rare food. I know they eat bugs and stuff, but in Japan, they eat a lot of different stuff. But I've never seen anyone eat dog. So, does Bum Bum support Donald Trump? Oh, Jesus Christ.
Jesus. No, not answering. Not answering the question, period, one way or the other, because if there's anything I've fucking learned, it doesn't matter which way you answer, you alienate half your audience no matter what you say. So, no, not answering.
And this is the honest to good answer because I've been practicing it. All right, Booms, pretend we're at work and you ask me who I vote for.
Okay.
This is my honest to God answer. I'm going to lie to you. And the reason I'm going to lie to you, no, hold on. The reason I'm going to lie to you is because of this. I'm going to lie to you and say I'm a Democrat, but I'm not really a Republican or a Democrat. The reason I'm going to lie to you and say I'm a Democrat gives me two options. If you're a Democrat, you high-five me and don't ruin my life. But if I'm a Republican and you're a Democrat, you're going to be like, oh my God, you're going to lose your job and fucking I hate everything. But if you're a Republican and I say I'm a Democrat, you're just going to get angry for 2 seconds and be like, on me. And I'll be like, holy shit, I never thought about it that way. I'm a Republican now, and now we're best friends. But in reality, I'm a cowardly anarchist and actually fucking hate both sides with all my fucking heart. But the fact that I'm like that, you're going to think I'm the fucking crazy one. Yet, why the fuck are you, then why are you asking me? If you're like, hey, dude, who do you vote for? I'm like, I don't vote for anyone because I'm an anarchist. And then you start fucking yelling at me. Then why did you bring it up? Why? Why? And that's how that like right there is my official answer. Because, dude, when someone politically starts yelling at me, I literally just shut down and agree with them. You're like, you're absolutely right. I should have voted for those third-party ninjas. They promised to kill everyone. What was I thinking? Like, literally, I fucking hate politics with all my heart. It brings out the worst in fucking humanity. And here's the thing. You're only doing it to make yourself feel better. If you're a liberal or you're a fucking conservative, shut the fuck up and work on a smaller fucking matter. What you do with your life. Like if you're like, hey, what do you think about Donald Trump or fucking the other lady? You can tell I really fucking do politics. Who's the other lady? Who was the douche sandwich this year? What do you think about that? And like we could debate for 20 hours and feel really smart. Like, I'm so smart. Or we could shut the fuck up and clean a park. Or we could shut the fuck up and a better place. I vote for shutting the fuck up and doing better things.
Okay.
Booms? So I'm going to lie to you. I vote Democrat. But if you say anything that disagrees with that view, I'm just gonna say, yeah, I'm converted. Like whatever follows that lie, I'm like, hey, I'm a Democrat, and whatever follows that lie, you'll convert me instantly. You're like, I really don't fucking, I don't vote Democrat. I vote fucking space aliens. I'm like, me too. Holy shit, I never thought about voting for space aliens because seriously, voting for space aliens is better than fucking saying you're an anarchist, a cowardly anarchist who doesn't vote. You know what? Start liking your friends who vote differently, you scumbags. Jesus Christ. What a world we live in. Does Bum Bum support the building of the wall?
Again, no comment. Not answering politics.
The greatest promo ever would be Yano and the Briscoes at the Briscoes farm. Agreed. There's no shame in being a Trump supporter. Bum Bums. I'm a supporter of him myself. No comment is the best answer to politics. Yeah. Heavy J, I vote Yano for president. Thank you. I agree. Fuck yeah. 4 more years. 4 more years. Praying for Hiromu. Totally slaughtered his name. Hope he turns better than ever. Thanks for Mr. Cruz. Agree.
Yeah,
This is the last comment, Booms, and then we're going to stories, all right? If people choose to ignore the issues and refuse to talk about it, then nothing will be resolved. No, I disagree. You are literally trying to bring up a conversation so that you can judge us differently or feel superior than someone else. Like, if we talk about this, no one's going to change their mind. But if we said, hey, dude, everyone, matter of fact, this is... Think yourself. Time yourself how much you talk about politics. Then divide it by how many people, not liars like me, but legit people that you've changed, okay? Do the math. Let's say in 12 years you won person's mind and he wasn't a liar. Now, imagine picking up one can every time you bring up politics. One piece of garbage. Like, here's a piece of garbage. I'm going to throw it away. That will help the world a million times more than these worthless conversations. That's my opinion. Booms, next story.
Next story is WWE is considering running an all women's event. Not talking about the Mae Young Classic or the Mae Young Tournament. I'm talking about just an actual all women's main event roster event for this fall. That would involve bringing in like girls with the main roster, with NXT, and even some former talents. This, if it happens, it would probably happen around late September or early October. It's supposed to be maybe to kind of make up for the Greatest Royal Rumble event in Saudi Arabia because the women were not allowed to participate. That caused a little bit of a backlash. So, and I think I'm all for it. I think it's a great idea. I kind of wish, actually, no, I don't kind of wish, I actually do wish they would bring back the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. I think you've got enough women where you could do that. Since every pay-per-view is now co-promoted between Raw and SmackDown, I think it's just perfect. You just have one set of champions. They either have to defend it either on the shows, travel around, or it's only defended on pay-per-views, however you want to put it, make it a little bit more special. But I'm all for that.
I agree. You broke up a lot, but it's a women's pay-per-view. I agree with combining titles. I think it always should be that way. Like, I think the girls should be on shows so that they have it, and then the one champ should bounce back and forth. And the champ should be the hardest working guy in the company. With that said, give me 5 seconds. With that said, I want an all women's show for one reason. I know this might not be a normal reason. I wonder if the women are really over. I think there might be a lot of fuckers faking the funk. Like, oh, it's popular to say I like women. Context is everything. But if they had their own show, if it shined, they could be like, fuck you boys, really here. But if it fell on its face, you'd be like, well, maybe we're just pretending to like women to fit in. Context is everything. So I'd like to have a all women's pay-per-view to see where it stands. You follow me on that? Is that a weird reason to have it?
No, I think it's not necessarily a weird reason. I just the age that we live in, I just think it's nice for the ladies to get some, to get the nod. I mean, when we watching wrestling, Dave, I mean, all the girls were used for was just, hair pulling and bra and panties matches and just basically to be like the object the men fought over. Well, we're kind of seeing that these girls can go, that they're just as talented as the men, and in some cases more talented than some members of the roster. And And WWE, I mean, why would you not want to do something like this? You're always looking for content. I mean, you've got all this time you have to fill. You got your own fucking network, for crying out loud. Why would you not want to do something like this? Why would you not want to provide content? Why would you not want to, scoop up more talents? I mean, you have to bring in indie talent too. I mean, shit, I know your fucking destiny is to rule the goddamn world. So why not?
Yeah, it would be interesting. I would watch it, and I'd keep it close. I'm rooting for them. I don't want to be a player hater. I would definitely be rooting for them. But with that said, I wonder what the real numbers would be. You know what I mean? I think it would be interesting. Like, there would be a part of me that would be interested to see what the numbers are. Booms, any more stories, or you just want to do live comments?
Yeah, live comments. That was the last story.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up with these last live comments, and we're gonna go. If people choose to ignore we already read that one. Loudmouth Wrestling. Oh, that's fucking where LK's at. That's LK. Loudmouth Wrestling. Haha, Ricky Cavez. Damn, old school hater right there. All the memories when you told me to kill myself. Hope you guys are well. Glad you're making content still. Very slowly, like old people. Ivy J, if you could pick an American wrestler from outside NJPW to join Loss, who would it be?
Besides me?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I know Marty the Villain might do good. You know what I mean?
No,
I think he would be good. I think he's good at a Bullet Club. Oh, but wait, it's someone that's not in New Japan, right?
Yeah, somebody's not in New Japan.
Not in New Japan. That's a great question. It's fucking real heelish. You know what I mean?
Oh, in that case, if you want somebody real heelish, you got to go with Tommaso Ciampa. That's somebody who's not following the fucking rules and is fucking vicious, man.
Yeah, so that's what I would do. Maybe, I don't know, like, this name popped in my head. I don't know if it's a good idea. You ever have, like, someone ask you a question, name pops in your head, and your, like, brain's like, I'm not sure if this is a good idea or a bad idea.
Yeah.
Joey Ryan. Joey Ryan popped in my head, and my head's like, is that a good idea? And I'm like, I don't know. That's Booms. Good idea, bad idea.
I honestly I can only picture the reaction that, like, Sonata and Evil would have to, like, Joey Ryan rubbing, like, the baby oil on his chest and him offering them lollipops. Oh my God, that would fucking be hilarious. As far as outside in, like I said, I've already said Ciampa, so that would be NXT.
Well, Ole said the same. So, you there, Booms?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right. We'll put our thinking caps on. Are you implying that wrestling ring is a beard?
No.
I made a lot of sense when he wrote it. No problem with all women WWE Network exclusive. All right. I say give Asuka versus Becky 20 minutes on SmackDown Live and let them wrestle and see how it does. That'd be interesting. If Joey Ryan joins Loss, SOS and LK would explode from rage. Well, then is it really worth it? No. All right, Booms. I think that might be the last of the live comments. Start plugging in stuff, guys. In real quick so we can keep Boom Boom up all night. Actually, wait, Boom Boom's daytime. I'm the one that's going to be up all night. Son of a bitch, the roles have reversed.
I want to tell everybody to check us out, KocoSports.com, KocoSports.com. It's your home for combat sports, where the world goes to kick ass, and most importantly, where it's okay to be a passionate fan. Also, be sure to like, subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Don't forget to give this video a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell because we're doing shows at odd times. So hit that notification bell so you know when we go live so we can answer your questions. Be sure to buy a copy of Dave's novel, Operation Freak Show, available on Amazon.com. He's also working on some new material, but we won't talk about that right now. Also, check out our other videos here. Just like I said, just subscribe to us on YouTube. You can look up our videos. Dave and Jerry were doing the same thing a couple of days ago there. So be sure to check us out, KocoSports.com. That's where the world goes to kick ass.
And empty promise time. I'm hoping to do more podcasts. Hoping to do more stuff. Just real life depression and rebuilding everything is taking a lot longer than expected, so shit doesn't go as smooth. There's like a couple people who are like, Jesus Christ, you never fucking come back. I'm like, bro, we're trying. You know how fucking shitty real life is? I love fucking being 100% honest with our audience because I just picture what other YouTubers would say. Like, we got a lot. Like, no, guys, life's fucking hard, but we're trying our best. KocoSports, life is hard, but we're trying our best. Booms, fucking marketing masters. All right, and Sam says about Joey Ryan, Cornette would lose his shit too. Yeah, but Cornette losing his shit is worse than us losing our shit. Cornette has gone off the deep end. Cornette's like, the color purple destroys the fucking fabric of the down over there. I don't know. I've never, maybe it's me, but I've never seen Jim Cornette like anything. You know what I mean? He's just like, back in my day, like, I would love to somehow to review Jim Cornette matches, but him not knowing it's him. There's no way Jim Cornette thinks the fucking scaffold match is a good idea. He's like, you fucking motherfucker ever hanging on from a scaffold. You didn't even fucking catch your manager. I'm like, that was you. Son of a bitch. Did we say like, comment, subscribe? Booms, did you plug a bunch of stuff?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
No guarantees. Booms! Question on Twitter. We'll just wrap up with this. World Cup. Have you paid attention? I paid attention. I had an office pool of Germany, and I was rooting for Japan. Both teams got eliminated. I thought Germany was a sure bet. Like, when I pulled the name out of the hat in the office pool, I was like, Germany. And people were like, you're so lucky. You're going to fucking win. And then Germany shits the fucking bed. I think it's France and Krokop. Who do you got, France or Krokop?
But
I think they were like...
as much as I want to root for the underdog, I think it's going to be France.
All right. Down in the comments, tell us, France or Krokop? Because, let's be honest, Krokop, everything about that country. Can we get one of those online petitions to change Croatia to fucking Krokop everything? I can't even say Croatia. Just go Krokop. Booms. I love Krokop more than a straight man should.
Yes,
And with that, am over. Bum, 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 bum.